Fading in.
Whoa.
Wow, we're almost there, guys.
Take
Give us
forever to
another
fade in.
hour.
Oh my god.
All right, we're in.
Okay,
we're
cool.
Formally in.
I feel like we need to make it long.
Just like over the course of 2 hours, we slowly fade in and then back. By the first hour, we're totally in, and it starts fading out for the last hour.
That'd be funny in a real. If we could set that up, that'd be a really funny dumb stream.
That would be the stupid.
Or
That would
like
be a great
the
April
stream.
1st stream.
Yeah. I say April 1st. You're allowed to make like joke streams. People do it all the time. Like we don't have to wait for April Fools. Hi, I'm E. I'm the goat. That's over there.
Yeah, that's the goat of God.
Yep, right
hello. Jeriah?
Hi, that's me. I'm Jeriah.
Sam's in chat. Hello.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
She's really excited for Hellblade.
Yeah, me and Sam absolutely love this game. Like, we've been trying to get Jeriah to play it for a long time.
Yeah, Sam
Speaking
loves
of
this
that, hi, Robbie.
Hi,
Robbie.
I'm Robbie.
All right, we're all introduced.
But yeah, this is something I actually got this game whenever it first came out and absolutely fell in love with it. And I tried getting Jeriah to play it, and Jeriah went, "Whoa, this seems really cool. I'll play it eventually," and then never played it. So now we're making him play it now.
It's eventually now.
Yeah,
I
now
played
it's
a little
eventually.
bit. I played a tiny little bit of it, and Robbie was like there the whole time, like, "So what are you thinking?" Which, like, I get it because I'm that way with like shows and stuff. So
Yeah, Jeriah always does. He
I
was
was
that way with Last of Us.
super excited to show him this game, and he's like, "Yeah, it seems kind of cool. Like, I'll play it eventually." And then now is, like you said,
Now is
eventually.
eventually. Games are a really hard thing to be like give someone for like half an hour.
Yeah,
And, like,
yeah,
be like,
they
what do
are.
you think?
even though this game's on the shorter side, it still is, like 6 to 8 hours long.
Fading into the game now.
all right,
Yeah.
fading in. All right,
Give us like half an hour.
all right. I'm gonna go ahead and press.
Wait.
Oh,
Wait.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
you're
oh,
good.
Oh, no, I'm out. Are we there?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Sam, let us know if the audio is bad. Oh.
Marked.
Hellblade TM.
It's so fun. I get why, because like it is trademark. It's so
Yeah.
funny to me to see a video game with trademark in its title.
As we know, this is a very corporate game.
My finger is on
You can't
the
sing it. We're
button.
gonna get
Oh,
struck.
no!
Again.
Sam says seems good so far. Okay.
Okay, good.
Good.
Also, yeah, our both the Flash game stream got hit with.
I'm
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
if I make an edited version, I do really want to figure out a way around.
Doesn't matter.
It's whispering.
Welcome.
It's like ASMR.
You're safe with me. I'll be right here, nice and close, so I can speak without alerting the others.
Oh,
Yeah, it's right in your ear.
Let me tell you about Senua. Now, her story has already come to an end, but now it begins anew.
Yes.
Wait, so this is gone.
What's happening? It's breathing.
Also, this did come out before, like, the or God of War.
Breathing.
He knows she's getting closer. He can feel
I don't think it's
her
happened
coming
yet.
closer.
It's got a war for
She's getting closer.
Technically, the Nordic one is 4.
They're watching. They're watching. They're watching.
This is a journey deep into darkness. There'll be no more stories after this one.
What is she doing? Why is
I think
she
you have it on
doing
borderless
that?
window.
Why doesn't she turn back? She's doing
In the
this
options.
again. She wants to
I'm gonna
race.
skip the cut.
Nope.
He's already done it.
Yep, Windows full screen. Still framey. At least for us, it is.
We'll see if it gets.
How rude of me. I never told
Sounds
you
like
of the
a game
others. You hear them too, right?
All right, we don't
Yeah,
get the
mental
replay.
health advisor.
They've been around.
I want to turn the graphics down. A little bit.
You think
Green
that'll help?
fix, just high.
Go to high.
Still looks good on high settings.
Ever since the tragedy.
That did.
That's not
Did,
quite
did
true.
you apply it?
Some are old,
It was a really interesting
some are new.
audio of the.
but they've
Yeah, they had someone.
changed.
They went to one of those fancy binaural ones that
I
have
think
2
the
microphones,
darkness
and they had
changed
people
them,
walking
just
around
like
it,
changed her.
saying stuff.
Okay, I would be the best and worst person
Can you see
to
that?
do something like that with, because I just walk in circles while I talk to people.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Why aren't
No, like I just naturally do that. So like if they told me to do that,
Up ahead.
I'd be like doing double time.
You see it too.
Basically use mics that work like yours have for.
It is real after all.
I feel like
Just
people are just
finally
rotating your
arrived
head
in a
while
land of mist and fog,
talking to you.
the place the Northmen call hell.
I think there was an album. Or I know there is an album. It's Neil C. Sariga's mouth move. Does Mambo
Mono?
Revolution number 5, where it's Mambo number 5, but it basically rotates around your head, but only repeating like the first couple verses. It's really stupid. I love it, but
Fucking art house music.
yeah. I mean, Robbie's the one who talks about the actual art house music stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
You will see it
Just screams at you for 7 hours.
Oh, I was talking about the one that dementia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
fields and rivers of hell.
That one just slowly fades into static for 6 hours, and that's not even a joke.
Yeah, I know. Not even so you can listen.
This is not a place
I did.
of rest.
Yeah, you did it.
I also fell asleep during it and then had a weird dream.
I think that's the proper experience for that.
Can you see
Kind of, yeah.
to you?
I would have been out by this. It's too long without playing a video.
Guy's technically playing. He can look around.
Yeah, I'm looking at stuff.
Can you feel them watching?
I was already fucking with me though.
That's kind of the idea of the audio of this, though. Is it does kind of fuck with you playing it.
You know what the real experience would be? If we could set it up where I'm the left audio channel and Robbie's your right audio channel.
We can and no.
But Jeriah, it would
Absolutely
be like
not.
the best experience.
No.
Yeah,
never.
we could be like your conscious while you're playing it.
I'll be
One
like
could
the devil and Robbie could be like the angel.
Yeah,
No.
She's afraid.
So
Or you'd be like,
that's actually
"Yeah,
the
do it."
suffering now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Because
You think
in
she'll
that
get
game, there's
used
like a
to
whole
it
lot of
by now,
morality
so-
choices in there, and you literally have like your conscious talking to you. Like one of them's a demon telling you to kill everyone, and the other one is your wife telling you to be nice to people.
okay, so
To itself,
there's that.
growing
But
stronger.
that could be a really fun Jackbox game too, where like
He
one
might try and
group is
ignore
the devil on your shoulder and one group's the angel on your shoulder, and they have to try to convince you to
there, just out of
do a
sight.
certain thing.
That would be good, actually.
That would be
yeah.
pretty interesting.
Yo, Jackbox, hit us up. I know you're looking for ideas, man, because that's what every studio looks for.
Is all you need to see it.
We'll take 1% of commission. Or 50.
Or any. I'll
Actually,
take a
it's-
pizza.
Whatever you want to give us, honestly.
Get a really cool pen that says Jackbox Party Pack.
Yeah, I can't read that.
Mel Gibson.
It's the person who plays
You
Senua.
might think she's
Who
brave
was
to
it?
go on this journey on her own.
Yeah, because I couldn't fucking see with the white text on the white sun.
I will Google her name. I can talk
Bravery
today.
only means something to those afraid of death. Then it was fear. Runs far. Far deeper.
Alina Jurgenjens?
Jurgens.
That's right.
Juergens. Jurgenjens?
Yeah, it could be different.
No.
Almost.
Yeah, Dry just starts rowing back into the water.
I'll say this beginning part, it literally is like the narrator just saying that, like, oh, this is her going to hell, basically,
This
while the voices
is
are telling you
story
to.
of a girl.
What is she
Yeah.
leaving? What is she leaving behind?
Cut off her boyfriend's head and took it to hell.
I know what she's
You
Robbie.
do.
I hear her thoughts. It's not too late to get into the boat and go back.
Oh, okay.
No one will judge her. No one will ever know.
I think, for me, I think one of the funny things about this, though, with Alina, the one who plays Senua in this, they had her as like a stand-in so they could do some modeling for who they were going to get to play Senua, and then just asked her, like, hey, do you actually just want to play her? And so, like, she's not an actor, or at least wasn't before this. This was her first time ever acting or doing
There's nothing to
video
go back
games or
to.
anything like that. I think
No
she
worse to look
started
forward
off as a
to.
producer for the company.
Why don't you join us?
And then, even though they were kind of worried
Maybe
about
you
it,
two
this
have
being
a
the
part
first
to
time of her
play in
ever
this
acting,
story.
she won an award for playing this game. Playing in the game, I'd say.
I
For
wanna win an
playing the
award
game.
For playing this game.
I should get an award for playing Last of Us. That was hard. There's
You have to take a closer look to see. She needs to focus now.
She needs to use her eyes.
Do not forget my stories, Senua. Because your darkness comes from hell, and your fate lies there. They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to Hela's gate, but gods and the living will follow this path. You must leave the Isles of Orkney across the eastern sea and find a road that leads north and down through deep, dark valleys. After 9 nights of riding, you will follow a great river and will find a bridge covered in gold.
Like it.
The path to Helheim goes from there.
14.
Across the river of knives that flows
about-
in the dark
just about.
world of Niflheim.
It's a part of 14.
Paper on.
And if you know anything about Celtic mythology, then you know a lot about the stories I hear.
Don't die on that.
No?
Right?
Maybe?
Is Jeriah already losing it and we haven't even started the game?
Do you feel like it's like the frame rate's janky on it, or?
Yeah. I think it's a little better. I think it might have been a
This
V-Sync
looks like a
problem.
game
It
that
might have been
would
a
give me
V-Sync
motion
problem. I was gonna
sickness.
say it also might be just like maybe it's not playing at that smooth, silky 60 frames a second.
It's all 1 frame drop already.
It's also loading in stuff at the beginning of this, so I know the loading is a bit jank on this.
Alright, look out behind you. Water.
Oh!
People drown in that.
Oh!
Yearns for life, hungers for it, like a pack of wolves on a hunt.
Yeah, she's Celtic mingling. Making Celtic or Celtic? I know.
Celtic.
Celtic. Okay.
Celtic is the basketball team.
This time,
Celtic or Seljuk?
Celtic's like the.
Can you see it?
Seltzer?
the old fool was right. What was it he said? The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell. The place they call Helheim.
He's lost.
I'm so sorry.
I love any time. No one can like sing that normally. Everyone sings it with like a really
Yeah, you
whiny
have to.
voice.
Yeah, you do kind of have to, just because the way the original song goes. But that guy just has a very nasally singing voice to begin with.
Happens.
It got worse when he went to Babes.
There's no doubt about it.
Good.
Disband.
The source of the darkness
no.
is in Helheim.
It's about aliens, though.
Oh, it could be
Literally.
That's Scientology.
His
Though.
soul there.
No, it's just, the lead singer of Blink-182 left Blink-182 to go do Angel
Her dear beloved,
Alien. All the songs are based about aliens.
Dillian.
And then went back to Blink-182 because they also had a falling out. Back to Blink-182, did like a couple years with them, one more album, and then left again on good terms because he wanted to go and discover more.
Why doesn't she turn back?
Now he's back. He didn't find him again.
Him. She wants to rescue him.
Unfortunate.
He's already dead.
I was really hoping he would be the one to break the cult.
I was thinking, guy from Blink-182.
Definitely gonna
His soul is
break everything wide open, or break the case wide open about aliens.
Yep.
Right. Can you check if there's an option to have like a backdrop on the subtitles that I can read them? Oh.
Oh,
Oh, get out of the water! Get out of the water!
Yeah, you should be able to have a backdrop with the
It's-
subtitles.
It's just kind of hard to read.
No, it'd be an accessibility.
that was
Color,
color white.
Subtitles background.
Mono sound.
That would defeat your
Yeah,
point.
yeah, it would.
Help if you have hearing.
I fixed it. Can I do none resolution?
I don't think you can do none. You can do lower if you really want to.
You have to play on me. Oh, grab.
I was gonna say, if anything, change the shadows down to.
She'll never make it.
She can't let what
I was gonna say, even on my computer, this beginning part's a little bit janky frame rate though. That also being said, like, they also did some updates for this. So like, whenever I first played this game is when it first came out, so it was on this computer.
Yeah.
And it played fine, but apparently they've updated quite a bit on it. Like, it has ray tracing,
Yeah, they to make the game run
DLSS,
like,
well, because like on higher resolutions, this even brings my computer down to its knees now.
The old fool said there was a
graphics
hidden
are-
path to it. Let's see, shall we?
I think we peaked at PS2.
We didn't. Stop it.
All right, halfway PS3.
I still thought it was.
Wrong, but I'm more willing to accept it.
All right, everybody, we gotta go back to PS3.
I remember whenever I replayed the very first Silent Hill game, and my ex walked in on me playing it, and she was asking me about it. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is an old PS1 game. I used to play it all the time as a kid." And she looked at it, and I think the exact words out of her mouth was,
The Northmen.
"Motherfucker, you are hard to look at."
worlds. The world of men.
Talk about you or
Midgard.
I don't know.
Sky gods dwell in Asgard. The gods of earth, harvest, wind, and sea dwell in Vanaheim. The good elves dwell in Alfheim. The evil ones dwell in Svartalfheim. The mountain giants dwell in Jotunheim. The fire giants dwell in Muspelheim. Niflheim is the world of ice and darkness. Only the dead dwell in Helheim. And that is where you must travel.
PC. Playing on.
Yeah, this is on PC.
Yep. I'm supposed to go, right?
Yeah, up those stairs. I will say, because like the whole idea of this game is it's supposed to be like a AAA experience without all of the side stuff. So like, there's no real side quests in this game, and it is kind of very straightforward about what you're supposed to be doing and where you're supposed to be going.
But Jeriah,
I was thinking that. I was thinking, what if there's a cool rock over there? So I had to go look.
Might be.
Sam just says, "Let's go." I don't know why. Is there something wrong with the Xbox version?
I thought this was originally for PS4 and PC. Could
It
be wrong.
was.
Like, I feel like it'd be very possible to play this on the PS5.
Yeah.
If you're having issues with this.
Yeah, I have it on PS5.
I'm just gonna warn you for the inevitable. Right? Eventually, I am just gonna start mocking the random. So you're just gonna hear me at a point.
Okay, good.
I'm fighting hard not to do it now because it would make the game really hard. But
Why did she do that? She shouldn't have done it. She can't go back now. No, this is it. The hidden path.
see anything.
That's why it's hidden. Or how it's hidden, because you can't see shit.
It's going to hurt you.
It's dangerous.
Don't kill me. I'm not one of them.
Don't listen.
I was just hiding. I find I live longer that way. Don't listen. Never let the bastards catch me again. Never! Wait. Who are you?
It's just a memory.
Druth? Is that you?
For my tales of the Northmen, they call me Druth. Liar.
It's a dumb name.
An old fool.
Coming down the bend.
Druth is my truth.
Do you
And it's
get
around the
it?
bend.
Because
It's good to see
it's
you
his
again.
truth.
You kept your vow.
Guide you in this life and the next. I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may.
Yes, you better have
walk
proof.
with you.
Tell me your stories again, old friend. I'm listening.
The runes seal the gates to hell. Focus your
Oh, there it
inner
was.
eye.
Things you should be paying, things that are
You
more
too will
important.
see what's hidden in
Like the
plain
whole idea of the
sight.
voices that are talking to you, kind of like almost misguiding you or trying to make you more paranoid about your choice.
Find one like it to open the gate.
Take a closer look.
Game doesn't seem like it was intended to be.
Not really, no.
One of the people in the subtitle.
Can't hear what they. So the symbol on the door, you got to find somewhere else where that symbol is hidden.
What if we just look at it really hard, though?
Or look at something else really hard that looks like that's. You
No,
start
but
seeing a lot of them like that, you're getting close. Found it.
Towards the gate. And the gate will open.
It. Open sesame.
You could choose your fate. Yeah.
The gate is open. Go through the gate.
Oh.
Go through it.
Actually,
Dangerous.
Follow it.
What's behind the gate?
Where will it take you?
It's not safe.
It's a gate. It's a gate.
Did it work?
It works. Huzzah.
let's gate.
I spent 6 years enslaved in hell. And I watched the Northmen. Learned their ways.
I know you did.
Very
You
expensive.
listen? When everyone else
Oh, the
laughed,
Northmen?
Norseman.
my people paid the heavy
Bombed like
price.
hell.
I still want to watch
My
that movie.
stories with you. Together we will
Oh, you know
make the
something's up
Northmen
here, I
feel our fury.
And that's why it bombed. People like me didn't watch it.
It was their target audience and it didn't get up.
I just kept hearing that like
Another
the
voice
director's
joins
vision
us.
wasn't upheld. Yeah, I don't fucking.
She once tried to make them go away.
The artistic
They weren't
integrity
real.
was compromised.
But what good is that?
No time to play ballads.
6-axis.
Always here. I guess it's the
I can see this
same
working with the
thing.
6-axis on the PS4.
I would never
Yeah.
get past it.
Pretend it's going to be okay.
To be fair,
But you know
6-axis
that
isn't very
death
great on the
is
PS4
near,
or PS3.
waiting for
Works
you
great on
to make
PS5.
that little slip. You can't just wish things
They
away.
put it on the Steam.
The
is
world
on
of
the
the
Switch, I
dead
think,
is
actually.
ruled by the giantess.
Oh no, not this.
daughter of Loki.
Well, maybe actually. I think there
The
might be
gods
this on
feared
Cloud.
her
now that I think about
bloodline,
it.
bad on her mother's side.
She doesn't have a lot of
much
Cloud
worse
games.
on her father's. So, as a child, the All-Father cast her down into Helheim and gave her power over those who die of sickness, age, hardship, and
Hardship.
self-slaughter. In all of the
You have
9
fun with the
worlds,
accents of
only
this.
Hela
course,
can
gotta have
resurrect the dead. To Hela,
Also,
your
self-slaughter
Dillion
is kind of like a very
sacrificed,
metal way to.
and with her
Perhaps
you
so.
must bargain.
Wonder if there's a metal band called Self Slaughter.
Got Google right in
Probably.
front of you.
I do, but I looked up to see what platforms this is on. It is currently on the PS4, Windows, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox Series
Really?
X.
Okay. We should have played the Switch version.
What I'm hearing.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you put this on low settings at 720p, it would Switch version.
Hey, you would have to lower it to like 20 FPS.
Sounds like the Switch
And yeah,
version
20
to me.
That's
yeah,
what I'm
and then 20
saying.
FPS.
We need to have a FPS counter so we can lower it. Yeah. Successor soon.
Yeah, man.
The Tears of the Kingdom is gonna be a real test because like they've shown so little, and I'm like, there's got to be some bad slowdown.
What if there's a
right?
reason for that, right?
Also, Sam saying audio in this game is just so good.
It is, well,
People are talking.
yeah, I think the fact that we're talking over it probably doesn't help it, but the audio is very good in this game.
Mercy.
Also, did look it up. There is a
Hela herself,
black metal band called Self Slaughter.
the half-rotten
Got some
goddess
homework then,
rules
Rocky.
over Helheim.
I mean, I guess.
Whatever horrors lie behind that door, she must find him.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-da. I got shushed.
They should make this game have like a mic setting.
I think there are some. Phasmophobia is probably the closest they have to that. Which I kept on dying because I kept on yelling "God damn it" in that game.
Phasmophobia is when we got to do that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down for doing it again next time, or whenever you guys are up for it.
I like the part in Phasmophobia where I just hit.
Oh, you mean all of it?
Yeah, I did stuff. I just when a ghost was chasing Robbie, I just sat there and didn't move.
And then Robbie died.
Yeah.
And I was killed way after I got out of the house. That was dumb.
I beg you, let him go. I'll give you what you want. I won't resist anymore. Just give him back.
I don't feel like you carry people's heads around that you didn't kill.
Going to Niflheim.
Yeah, if you're going to hell.
Going to hell, not Niflheim.
Yeah,
Dumbass, you got
because like he was saying earlier, only the dead reside in Helheim.
Alright, you got the Spider-Man.
Oh,
Kinda, yeah.
Start doing it.
But you gotta fight before you get the move off.
and how do we fight? I know how to fight.
You're learning.
Oh, good. It's just, oh yes, there it is. Oh, that's not a good sign.
No.
I want to say that means there's going to be like 10 waves.
Not quite. It does eventually hit you with impossible enemies, because this is basically your battling tutorial.
Go! Fight again! Spill
So
that
here's the
blood!
thing that just happened. The combat in this is very similar to God of War. I just tried to...
You can block in this game. I'm not sure what the key or what the button is going to be for you,
I
but
can tell you it's not L1.
nope. You did figure out dodge at least, though.
Try Y.
Kick. I got killed. I assume that's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Alright, run, dad, reset.
What's that thing, Snustron or whatever it's called in Pokemon?
Nuzlocke.
That's the one.
I still want to do one.
Hellblade Nuzlocke.
Listen, if we could find a game it works for, I'd be down doing a Nuzlocke of a different video game. but
Okay, watch.
It's not.
Like Koromon or...
No, like not
Digimon.
even specifically like a
Temtem.
monster collector. Like any game that could. I mean, roguelikes work obviously for that.
Pikmin.
I guess Darkest Dungeon might. Pikmin would be funny.
Oh, God. That'd be so hard for the Darkest Dungeon, though. That game's already
Oh yeah, I can't
brutally
I can't even
difficult.
do one run of that.
Vision of
I
what's
still have
to
yet to
come.
beat that game. I've tried on like 5 separate occasions.
Senua,
So Sam.
the darkness does not bargain. It does not reason.
I mean, I didn't really give him a spoiler as much as I
It
said
is
that's supposed to
rot.
happen.
And now
Call-
it has
counts aren't
taken hold.
Fillers.
I don't feel like I
It
spilled
will
anything.
spread towards her head. The seed of
No
the
soup,
soul.
Robbie.
I hate
Until there
soup.
is
No
nothing
giant
left
pot of
of
chili
her.
from the office, Robbie.
You're not supposed to eat.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing.
Saying that
It's
just makes
just a
me
matter
like
of
think of an infomercial where it's like, has this ever happened to you? And then it's just like someone having bugs crawling through their skin.
But screaming bloody murder. Well,
you
wait
need
no longer.
God.
Dark rot will grow each time you fit.
Oh, sorry. It was a preemptive. No,
The rot reaches head.
seems fair.
Yeah, I don't want rot. Any rot.
All progress.
All progress?
All progress.
Oh, that's fucked up. Alright, don't lose.
So just
Okay.
don't die too many times and you'll be fine.
This is a Nuzlocke.
I'm good at games,
The hardest battles are fought in the
I
mind.
lost though.
but I'm not gonna do it
That
again.
is what Dillian taught her.
And once he learns how to block and
With
parry,
every
he'll be fine.
defeat,
I learned
the
3
dark
buttons already,
rot
so
will
like
grow and soon it will take her soul.
I got 1. I'll be whatever.
But for now, at least, she still has control of her mind.
Another thing I will say about this game,
And she
despite
will
the fact that it
fulfill
came
her
out in like
vow,
2017, it's still a damn good looking game.
whatever
Very
the
good.
cost.
What? Not,
No?
not visuals. Exist. How Robbie talks of it.
Oh, because I'm like have such nostalgia over this game.
Yeah, like you talk about it like it's like a 12-year-old game.
This is a game that like I beat the entire thing in one night because I was just super obsessed with it or for the time that I was playing it.
To open the
I do that a lot, but it's less impressive with my
is the god
games.
that guarded. The god of fire, Zurt. And
Yes,
the
we have
god
a
of
hub
illusions,
area.
Valravan. spill their blood.
Mega Man!
Open the gate to Helheim.
Ba-da-ba. No, wait, that was Rocky. I was about to do Rocky.
There's also another little story thing here.
To Dillian.
To his soul. It won't open.
How will she get
The Northmen say that in the beginning
Ba-da-ba.
there was nothing.
Ba-da-ba. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba.
Bitter cold to the north, fiery hot to the south. They say the cold formed ice, which melted from the sparks from the south. The power of the darkness gave life to the dripping ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
He tells you like actual Norse mythology through these stones and how it pertains to her quest.
Ymir,
Having played
the ice
God of War
continued
games
to drip,
take place in the
and the power of the
Norse?
void gave life
Norse?
to it, and
Celtic?
it became
The Nordic
cow.
region.
the Nordic
whose
region.
milk fed the giant. That's
I
what
know a lot
cow
of dumb mythology that I
expecting
shouldn't know.
You expect a cow?
I mean, I do really like Norse mythology, though. Then again, I'm huge in mythology to begin.
It was one of my more fun classes I took in high school.
Ask.
Saw the swirly on.
The mask is on the other door.
Oh,
choose.
so I just gotta do these doors.
Yeah. So you got to choose swirly or mask.
All right, so
Whichever one you want to do first.
clearly the swirl is for attack, so like strength testing, and the other one a mask, which is a sign of intelligence. So that's like
Quite the
puzzle.
opposite,
That's
actually.
gonna actually be a
I
billion
bet I have to
slide
throw,
puzzles.
I want this thing as a weapon so I can throw it.
Ancestor of the seers and master of ravens.
Which means you actually have it
Hunts his prey
backwards.
with his powers of illusion
Makes me want
and feasts on their remains.
Good game. Great game.
best the
Best 2D.
Follow the path
Best
to
2D.
Valravan and defeat him in battle to earn his mark.
last 2D
The
they
gate
have made.
to Helheim cannot be
Oh,
opened
they
without
figured out they couldn't do better than the best. Just so good.
It's a shame it wasn't played as much because people are like fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that's my thing. Is like for 2D Zeldas, I think my favorite is Link to the Past. But that was my introduction to Legend of Zelda.
I played it. I get why people like it a lot. I think it's all right.
Ymir was a frost,
I liked it.
a being of darkness.
Link to the Past is good.
and all
Link
his
Between Worlds is
sons
way
and
better.
grandsons
Yeah,
were
I think
dark
it just
after him.
Every
Of his
literally
daughters
everything.
and
I'll
granddaughters,
just have to take your word for it because I haven't played Link
monstrous
Between Worlds yet.
fair.
Get yourself a 3DS, Robbie.
But there was another who came from
Get
the
yourself a completely legal program, Robbie.
ice. In shape, he was like a
Listen, Rob,
man. big and
3DSs are
powerful.
actually very simple to
Son of Thor took a fair
It's
giant
not so much that as much as like if I
And they
want a
had
3DS,
three
it's gonna be like
sons.
$200.
Odin was the eldest,
3DS
and the
library
Northmen
is
hold him to be the
2 billion.
foremost of the gods.
The 3DS
And it
actually
now-
has a really stacked library.
It has a very stacked library, which is all gone now.
No, you can get them
Do
all.
you like Pictocross?
What?
Pictocross?
I don't know. What's the one where there's the things and you make shape?
Sudoku.
No.
Monograms? I listed all
Tetris?
No.
WarioWare.
It's the one where, like,
Okami.
there's the pillars, right? And you have to, like, math?
of them. Monograms.
No. I mean, probably, but that's not what I know them as.
Pictograms?
Yeah!
They're called nonograms.
Almost grand.
Let's see. It says I know a lot about runes, so I like to look.
I don't know anything about Rune.
All,
Or schizophrenia.
you know, I'm gonna say maybe that's like how I know a bunch of Christianity things through the Binding of Isaac.
That's fair.
And how I know a bunch of Christianity things through
Legend.
existing.
Turn around.
Hey, let him do his own thing,
That's how I live
Robbie.
my life.
Focus.
Illusion hides the path to Valravan.
Can I,
Don't
do I
trust
get
your
that to throw at
eyes.
people?
Find another way to
Oh,
see
s-
the truth.
I want to throw it at people.
It's a door,
Yeah, I want to be a giant.
not the frost giant.
Yeah.
Don't have.
You're currently a slender woman.
Man.
What's that? It's a door.
Mario.
Break.
No, it's not. Push this.
So push it real good.
Come on. She did it.
Hit it. Hooray!
Sam saying my audio is cutting out here and there. Okay.
Something's different.
You know
Like
this.
our mics or
Just
video
me
game?
apparently.
Okay, so E, you'll just have to turn yours up a little louder over there. You're 3. Or no, you're 2 on the
2.
board.
Once we do,
But you also
change
have
on
the
the
board
board
next to you now.
itself.
we mostly just close our eyes
You
again and
gave
That's one.
E more power.
Really there.
So I still want the one you said that could have a
Walk through it.
soundboard on it.
Turn around.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, Robbie, give him like 10 seconds to.
Well, because like the whole idea is you're in the realm of for the god of illusion, right?
Sure, but like let him explore a little bit before telling him.
Just walking through that over and over again, though.
Yeah, that's part of learning.
No, let he do his thing.
Yeah, you guys let
That's
me
fair.
die to the same enemy 7 million times, and then I was like, I
We
fucking hate
tried
this.
to help you.
You guys gave me bad information. You're like, use the shotgun, and then I shot it 4 times. It didn't work, so I went back to hitting him with the crowbar.
4 times is being graceful. You shoot him once and say didn't work, and then go back to hitting him with the crowbar.
It didn't work.
Find another way
Is
to
that
see
better,
yourself.
Sam, by the way? I think I turned it. It could be I'm very, like, fidgety right now.
That could also
I'm
be
trying
part
not
of it.
to, but I don't really control that. I guess I could. Maybe I should check a doctor.
You could control it probably. Like you're gonna go to a doctor, he's like, no, you could totally control that actually.
Yeah, go to a doctor. Like
We definitely have
ADD.
medication for that.
Yeah, but then I have like 2 medications I have to take. That's too many.
I have one I have to take, and then one that I should take, and
One's for his eyesight. One's for his ear sight.
no, I got rid of my ear sight one.
Same
Decided
thing.
it was overrated.
What?
It was just ear-rated.
I'm saying yes is better. I think. All right. Yay.
Hooray. You're giving up on this one already?
I don't know what I'm doing, Robbie.
Well, I tried telling you, and you're like, let him do his thing.
I think you should let him do his thing for a bit at least.
I am. I'm not
think,
giving him
I
any
think
more-
what you just did is fine. Like, because he was probably gonna leave.
Need to be helped.
Nope. No help allowed.
Run slow.
You have to get the upgraded berries before you can fast.
It'd be worse. You could just be walking everywhere.
Yeah,
That's
could-
Breath of the Wild.
No, you run and you get horses. You have a glidey thing.
My friend actually has been replaying that because he's like, I wanted to replay it because I'm kind of sour about it now, and I don't want my opinion to be sour before going to Tears of the Kingdom.
Power.
He just doesn't like the story in it.
I actually just need to like straight up play Breath of the Wild. Kingdom's coming
good.
out. I've heard really good things
I'm
about
gonna
it.
say I don't think you do need to play it to play Tears of the Kingdom. I'm gonna say they're
No.
probably very
Probably not, but I would like
separated.
to.
What? I don't know why a story would sour anybody on Zelda. That's like the least.
He thinks it's straight up bad.
Well, it's Zelda. Like,
Is
I don't
this
think
the same friend
I don't
that-
think that they're necessarily bad games or bad stories in the games. I think a lot of them are right.
they're not good.
There's a
The door's
difference
open.
between not good and bad, though. Anyways, what were you gonna say, Robbie?
I was gonna ask, is this the same friend who's put like hundreds of hours into Cyberpunk but hates it?
Yes.
Okay.
So that could be related. Sam forgets which puzzle this is.
I figured it out.
This is the God of Illusion.
Also, ugh.
And yeah, it's just
Also
dropping
loading.
frames occasionally.
Yeah, it dropped. It's trying to do that
I
seamless.
think it just
loading
didn't load a
screen
wall
thing.
try.
I know.
Well, yeah,
that's
like
what
so
I'm saying.
this game tries to do like the seamless loading thing. So it'll do the thing where like it'll slow down the frame rates while it's trying to load up what you're gonna be walking towards.
Also, same friend who super hates the Star Wars 8.
Oh,
wrong. Just wrong though about it.
that's another thing. Dry is a big defender on was I remember Star Wars 8's
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
I'm also a huge defender of Last Jedi.
It's so good.
It's
I think,
alright.
I still don't get the people being like, well, it's dumb that you could just kill them with the speed zone. What is it called? Warp speed.
Warp speed.
And it's like,
That's
I
so
don't-
cool.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
arguably one of the coolest parts of that entire movie.
Well, they're always like, why don't they just do it everywhere? And like, one that would end the war, which they don't want. Even like on the good side, that's not necessarily a good thing too. It killed someone.
Also, kamikaze running into other ships is just suicide bombing, which is a bad message to send to people for a movie.
Hey, there's a lot of stuff. The waste of a ship, you can't really like. It's
You
not
can only do
really
it once.
determinable. if that would be useful with the
It would
small
be
range
useful.
thing. Well, like I'm saying, like if because he was saying why don't they make a missile do that? And I'm like, you don't know how accurate that would be or anything. And then like, what if you miss?
Yeah, if you
There's
miss,
a
and then you
million
just have a missile going warp speed through space for eternity until it finally hits a planet and destroys it.
Yeah.
Which is it's something that they actually did in Mass Effect that I really liked. You can walk up to a conversation with somebody saying like, "You're gonna shoot something in space. You better make sure you're going to hit it because it's space. It has no friction. It will keep on flying until 10,000 light years away. It hits some poor planet with someone or in some village for someone that doesn't even know what's happening for all this. So you better make sure that if you're aiming for something, you're going to hit it."
True.
I'll never play Mass.
Really good games.
Too long. I don't care how long they are. They're too long.
They're long. They're RPGs.
I don't care about choice making in video games. That's not true.
I mean, people who have finished it also, I think.
I wasn't too angry at the ending of that game. I understand why people were, but it was a fine ending.
I think people
actively liked the ending.
have let up on it since then.
Yeah.
But I mean that's everything. Like people are a lot
You
more
learn parry.
okay with Star Wars 8 now.
Yeah. Now that they've had some time to like really digest what that happens in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, even whenever I first saw that Last Jedi in theaters, I was like, yeah, it's fine.
I will say I like the Last Jedi a lot, but it still does have a lot of problems.
It has
Yeah.
flaws. You get rid of that whole fucking.
The subplot with the casino.
Yeah, it's get rid of the casino, and that's nearly perfect Star Wars.
End it. End it now. This is nearly the end.
One more.
And then I will never defend 9.
I like 9 still. I think there's great stuff in there.
Yeah.
I think it ruins a lot of stuff is set up.
It does.
It does.
It ruins 8 a lot.
But you know. And then 6 is Star Wars 4 again.
She will find
Yeah.
what she's looking for.
Really
worse.
depends on. Sam also seems to like the Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, it was a fine ending.
I really barely know what Mass Effect is about. I've only seen like joke stuff about it.
It's complicated.
Commander
actually.
Shepard fucks everything.
If you want.
Yeah, if you want him to. It's kind of the same thing with The Witcher. Like, The Witcher fucks a lot of people if you want him to.
Show me what you have seen, Truth.
You have an ace, Shepard.
Look how much has changed.
You have an ace any character, really. Disagree with the story.
Sure.
Ace Joel coming out. Although Sam says her, I assume Sam played the Shepard.
Yeah.
Are they both called Shepard?
They're both called Shepard, yes.
Okay.
Shepard's the last name. So it's between John Shepard and Jane Shepard, basically. It's like their default name.
That'd be like a joke. I mean,
Except it's
John
not even a joke.
It's not even a joke. That's
John
what they're
Mass Effect. I so desperately want to be like, have like a popular series and then just name my character John, whatever the video game's called.
I think one you'd probably find pretty funny, which I was a little bit like kind of like really about was the video game Dead to Rights, because the second one they just put like zero effort into that, enough so that you're legitimately looking for a man named MacGuffin.
Yeah. But Dead to Rights is.
It is like even the original one with its storyline is pretty silly, but like it makes sense the story it's trying to tell at least. And then they just did whatever the fuck they wanted with the next two games.
Sam says female Shepard is better. I mean, I'll play a female in any game that gives me a choice.
Yeah, because it's one of those things like we were talking about that game at one point in time, and I said he whenever I was talking about Shepard, and she goes, "Excuse me, he?" I was like, yeah, I played as male Shepard. What do you want from me?
Sorry, Robbie, you chose wrong.
Apparently.
Most people agree the male Shepard is the worst voice actor in that game.
Yeah, like most people would say, Jennifer Hale did way better than
Into another world
Mark, whatever his last name is,
Is
for
she-
the Shepards.
feels
Was she the old voice of Bayonetta, or is she the new?
She's the new one.
Okay,
I can't remember who the old one was.
doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter because like she threw a fit about her, how much she's getting paid, and made it seem worse than what it actually was. And
I'm
now
still
Jennifer
so
Hale's
upset
doing it.
about that because it just ruined any discussion about payment of voice actors in
Yeah.
the industry.
Yeah.
Because
Because like there are
John DiMaggio, like he actually did make a good point of like pay wise and everything about how they're screwing over Futurama for what's supposed to be the new Futurama coming out, and like his was actually a good argument in comparison to other, what happened with the whole Bayonetta situation.
Yeah.
Give a bad faith argument.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
She made a good point using bad source material.
Well, because
Yeah,
they're
it's
like,
just-
they're only gonna pay me $4,000 for doing the entire third game, and they're like, no, we're gonna pay you $4,000 for the first session.
it's frustrating because now we don't get to have that discussion for like 5 years at least.
But you know what we do get?
Angry video game nerds.
Yeah.
That's
Not
just
the good
constant.
kind.
yeah, it's the bad one.
I don't know. I get the more time goes on, the more I get frustrated at gamers.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hashtag gamers.
Hashtag all gamers, including me.
So now you gotta find another symbol that has a thing that you want to.
Yeah, I think.
Did it.
You have to
guys-
get over there.
Yeah, you have to go over there though.
I don't want it.
You can do it.
This is the puzzle that you chose.
Now I gotta go through a door to make those steps appear.
I do think the funniest thing about all that Bayonetta 3 stuff is that most people are like, yeah, the gameplay's better, but the story's kind of not as good. And I know what you're about to say, Jeriah. Rest assured, yeah, the story of Bayonetta is like whatever usually, but again, people usually don't want it to be bad.
Door's not working, Robbie.
Gotta unlock it
Where's the key?
somewhere.
Boom.
Over here. But it moves.
He's having fun.
I don't know. I get
So-
to be the one who sits around and watches Jeriah mess up puzzles.
True.
I mean, would you like a little hint of what you're supposed to be doing here?
Nah, I don't care.
Okay. Trying to follow Sam's rules that she threw on me in the middle of this. I will say this one's way more puzzle heavy than the other one you had the choice to go through.
Fine with puzzles.
Apparently not this one.
We'll
Fine with
figure
it.
it out.
Eventually.
Life's like a puzzle, man.
Yes and no.
Like, how am I gonna eat tomorrow?
Use currency that you got by trading.
Robbie, no
services for
spoilers.
goods. Am I spoiling your tomorrow lunch? I'm sorry for spoiling your tomorrow lunch.
Talking about Bayonetta reminds me, I do still want to get that spin-off.
Isn't it like a weird top-down thing?
Yeah, it's a different genre entirely.
Yeah.
Looks pretty neat.
Kind of like a Blood Rain Betrayal.
I don't know, right?
No, different than that.
Like
Okay.
Diablo 3.
Diablo 3 and Diablo Immortal.
Door doesn't work. Over there. Fargo?
There go Fargo, near go.
Wherever you.
Like, give me cookie, give you cookie. Cookie, give you cookie. No. What? Smash
No,
Mouth.
Fred Durst. Wait, who's
Fred
that?
Durst
Yeah.
from like Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. On their song.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, that's definitely not.
I'll have to take your word on
He's
that
like,
one.
give me the cookie.
Oh, I did it off with the nookie.
Yeah.
What?
So you can take that cookie, stick it up your ass.
Terrible lyrics.
Limp Bizkit has
Yeah.
always just been lyric-wise anyways. Like it's very much the lyrics of a guy who thinks he's sounding a lot cooler than he actually is.
I'll give it to him. He owned what he was.
Yeah,
Yes,
he definitely
still
has.
does. Does for
I mean,
sure.
Yeah.
They came out with an album last year, and the name of the album was Still Sucks. So the name of the album was Limp Bizkit Still Sucks.
Listen, no one can do as good as LMFAO, where they had the party rock and then sorry for rocking so hard.
Sorry for Party Rock?
Rocking so loud. And then they never released another album.
good.
I mean, it's kind of like Gautier. He came out with like one single and then never came out with anything ever again. He was just fine with that.
You told the story you wanted to tell.
Yeah.
To break the sea,
Is that she,
align the
right?
ravens with the mark of Valravan.
Want to do?
What does it mean?
Oh, did I have to? I just had to look at the fucking door first,
Which raven?
or the stupid other fucking door works.
More or less. I told you this game's pretty straightforward.
Line up the ravens.
Not straightforward enough.
I don't know why it wouldn't just activate.
There's an eyeball on that.
There's been several eyeballs.
Now they're looking at him.
They were looking at him before.
If you hear the sound of Valravan,
Yep.
follow it.
Now you've opened the
Lead
portal.
you to him. But be
Now you're
aware
thinking of
of
the
his
portal.
illusions. You can't always trust your eyes.
Don't lose your eyeballs.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually has his.
Challenge me.
Doing it.
Kind of?
Got pretty far.
Nice.
Does it feel like we go?
You beat like 3 enemies. I don't know how you did that.
I just started just pressing attack.
It's all your fault.
It's all fault.
Listen, focus on sound.
Scared Potter.
And I can't believe they're doing another Harry Potter series.
Of course they are.
whole
You know
show.
why? Money.
I want new stuff.
The old stuff pays better.
Stop being selfish.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, it'd be nice if something new got longer than, 2.5 seasons. Be cool.
That's the other thing of like,
They want to do remakes and sequels to everything instead of trying to make something new.
well, here's the thing. Just take away like all the controversy around Harry Potter, right?
Okay.
Because Rowling is, I mean, this is just a thing. You can't obviously take it. But even if you did, even if the show's great but nobody watches it, it's canceled. So it's like it's gonna be one of those things to where like they're just gonna have to do it for 4 seasons, and then maybe people will care.
I just saw in chat saying just said decor. This does look like Sam's room.
Yeah.
A little less skulls actually, but
She journeyed into the wilds of her native land.
I don't understand when they do it.
Berries, roots, and
when you
When you look through it and it doesn't line up with the rest of the.
Oh, like
forest around
this.
you.
Like I don't.
Yeah, when it doesn't line up with everything else around you.
Some, like truth, become gallant in search of penance. Others, like cinnamon, to purge a curse. Those who make it back
What's
are
that?
forever changed.
Yeah, he technically walked through the door that way. He went backwards through it, so it had to like instantly load it. But
Nice.
'cause that's the thing, you're going up against the god of illusion right now, so he's making illusions happen to confuse you. So
Maybe
you're
we should
going
have
through
did
a
the other
labyrinth.
one so we can learn the controls of the game before doing weird
It was his
illusions.
choice. I'm trying not to guide him too much through all this.
Yeah. I think you're showing pretty well.
Trying. Not only will you guys yell at me, apparently Sam will yell at me too.
I'm gonna say, I'm already pretty motion sick from watching this game. Yeah.
No more grabbing.
Because you just went back to where you were before?
Why did I go up? I came from here.
No, because you went through here and then you walked up that plank and then didn't open the door.
Oh, I ain't come up here.
Yeah.
We have to go up there.
No choice. It's just like in Lost and Random where you get choices, Jeriah.
No, because these matter more.
Oh yeah, Robbie's seen some of them. Yeah, the choices matter so little in Lost and Random.
Yeah, they really.
Must be magic. Dark.
Sam says she forgot you can choose to go to different ones.
Raven. How can she get out?
I was gonna say, because I went to the fire guy first. But
Dark magic draws her closer.
Dark magic.
It's not him. He's helping her.
If
It's
you
not
just
him. It's a trick.
enter
She's
and
doing it.
exit before 17.
It's magic. It's an illusion.
it probably makes it more confusing if I'm doing it that way.
Nothing's. Like, that's supposed to be the entrance, right? Where the skull is?
And the way that he's pointing is supposed to be the end.
That's the end. This would be
Yeah.
door.
Sam said she also fired one first. If it's adding more bones to the pile.
It's the
I need to go over here.
if you just look right there like this, because there's a stairway, but when you look through the doorway, it's no longer there. Now the stairs are there, so you can walk up to where you need to see the symbol.
Oh.
Oh, you got rid of it.
No, it's not. Hey.
Yeah.
Never look. Kind of. Yeah.
It's supposed to be mind death.
I would like to know. I read that as mind elf for still gonna Sam. I was like, yep.
That is kind of a mind elf. You're right.
I think you can push open that door through that way, but
Yes. Oh, do I need to go that way, though?
I think so. Or you can go all the way back around if you want to. That's fine. I will say, from like the stones wherever he tells the stories, I wanted to get all of them, and so I was close to beating the game, so I'd walk all the way from like the end of the game to back here to get to it.
Oh, ew. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it was a whole
If I
thing.
happen to get them, I get them.
That's how I play most.
I will
games.
say you don't need to, but it just gives you some context that's nice to have at the end of the game, storyline wise. Because as you can tell, you two are very invested in the storyline.
I don't even know what's that.
She's bringing her dead boyfriend back to life.
She's trying to, and so she's trying to open the gateway to hell to do that.
She's on a highway
Why?
to hell.
Spirit
Love
trip,
or
if you
whatever.
will.
I don't know. You're the one who's married, Jeriah. You wouldn't take his skull through hell to get her back?
Oh.
That's a no. From
Answer
Jeriah.
the question.
I think he did.
It could be gross and he still does it. This game is a fairly easy platinum.
It is. Yeah, I also got the platinum on this. Well, the Steam platinum, but same thing. I 100%ed it.
I have 20 and 100.
I'd have to look. I don't remember how much I have.
I get mad. Mine keeps fluctuating because people keep updating their games and making me lose my 100%.
Oh, that's dumb.
Cult of the Lamb's getting an update, and I'm gonna lose my
boy.
100%. I want games to just be done.
That's fair. I think it's because we lived during the times of live services.
I get it. I like my games to be finished. I don't need more video games.
No, I
I'm
completely understand that.
I-
To be fair, with this game like is in a vacuum of itself. Like when you 100% it, you 100% it. The only thing that they've really updated with it is graphics.
I'm like the rare person. I don't want DLC for any video game.
This has no DLC.
The only DLC I buy is Binding of Isaac and fighting games, because the fighting games are here. Back.
Yeah, they will surprise attack you from time to time.
I just want video games to be.
That's like a wood knife.
They lied to you.
No, there's definitely one behind him. Not hitting her.
You're gonna have to watch out for her.
He's gone.
Easy.
Easy peasy lemon squeeze. Instead of those puzzles, which were difficult, lemon difficult.
What's it difficult? I just don't understand what it wants from me.
You gotta use the door to do.
Supposed to walk through the door once.
Right, but like, you don't even have to walk through
The
it.
Northmen say that Odin and his brothers killed Ymir, and that the world of men was formed from his corpse. They made his bones into stone, and his flesh into earth, and his blood into the salt sea. They set his skull to be the bowl of the sky, with his brains for clouds. Odin and his brothers caught the
Walking
sparks
on a
flying
human?
from Muspel and made them into
Undead god,
stars. And to protect the new world from the giants, they used Ymir's great curving eyebrows as walls.
Stew mixed with dead guy.
Do you know what it's like to leave everything behind? Your home, loved ones, to head deep into the wilds, perhaps never to return. Senua does. Because when darkness speaks, it changes everything, turning home into a foreign land and loved ones into strangers. Exile makes sense when you realize that you were never really home in the first place.
Were revealed to Odin only in sacrifice. He hung himself from the world tree, and he stabbed himself with a spear, and he dedicated the sacrifice to himself. For 9 nights he hung on the tree without food or drink, and at last he saw the runes below him. He gave a cry and gathered them in his mind and learnt them. Then he fell from the tree.
Okay. What now?
And they hear us now.
Hello,
then?
hello.
Testing, testing.
Yeah,
One,
we're
two,
coming
three.
through again.
All right, turned it off and back on again.
It's weird how often that works.
Technology doesn't like being on. Actually, you guys talk?
Talking.
Talking some more. Talking.
Yeah, we're back. Okay, I don't.
Yeah, I can hear us.
Fuck if I know what happened. Maybe I zoned out and muted.
Baby?
Weird.
Yeah. More things that Jeriah gets to worry about.
Yay!
All right. Go open the door.
Okay.
Go focus on the door.
Go
and
fight.
open the door.
Go fight Boomerang Man.
Better get a fucking boomerang out of this.
Look out for the razors.
Don't quote them. Hate being quoted. They will not sign off to be on the back of a box.
And you can quote them once, but then never more.
The song. Bell Raven.
There's 2.
Raven's song.
I look at all the things and get the right thing.
It's over here.
You have to, yeah, you have to cut down every single one.
Listen, focus. Listen.
It's magic. It's magic. She's been in forests like this before. This reminds her of somewhere.
The forest.
Where? Which forest? Forest in the wilds.
The wilds.
She went to the wilds a long time ago. Why did she go to the wilds?
She
Wilds?
wanted to fight her own darkness. She thought she could beat her own darkness.
There,
Did she
but-
beat her darkness?
No. It nearly killed her, but she tried.
Just says, to be honest, I'm on a little of that
If it wasn't for Druth, she'd be
I was
dead.
zoning out to the ambient
She
side
can't.
of sounds and it was kind of like, wow, Sam, I see how it is. Fine, I'll mute us for the rest of the
She
stream.
wanted to marry Dillian.
And to be fair, like this is one of those games that wants you to pay a lot of attention to what they're saying.
Sure, Jeriah
Didn't
does.
work.
She
But then
thought
there-
her
we just gotta
curse
talk over
would
everything.
him.
You don't
She
have to.
thought her curse would spread to him.
Well, we usually do anyways.
I,
kinda
I try not to
the
talk
darkness
during
to
like
him too.
lore stuff.
She nearly
Also
died.
just
We've also
the
talked,
person
yeah, we
who
talked about a
tainted.
lot of, or over a lot of lore.
Druth helped
a
her.
lot of it is just kind of
Some of it is, I think, the most that we've missed so far because she went to Helheim because her Dylan died. She did something to Hela at some point in time. Like she refused death, and that's what she was saying. Like, I'll give you what you want, give him back to me. And now she has a rotted hand.
darkness. Serve.
Yeah. Only
All
less
that
of a
can't
basket.
serve.
All that cancer. It's actually a metaphor for cancer.
I think it's a pretty nail on the head metaphor for schizophrenia, actually.
It is.
I think you guys are
The
stretching.
mental health advisor for this was basically like they wrote the script and then like showed the gameplay and everything to a guy who deals with schizophrenics on a day basis and said like, "Hey, is this accurate?"
He said no.
Started crying.
Like, I don't know how you got that. Oh, hey, it made the things disappear.
Yeah, it makes something disappear so you can see the
The ravens. They've gone. No.
Half of them have gone. They've gone.
Some are
Both them.
But where?
Alright, now you have to find another
yeah.
door, I guess.
find the second door.
He's not helping.
It's a trick.
So it's fairly easy to follow story-wise and
Out in the wild.
at Robbie's
In cold
summary.
woods.
Where?
I mean, the only thing that I
Plots and
haven't talked about yet was like the whole thing with Druth, because Druth was a person who she spared at some point in time, and he so he gave her his knowledge. This is her like remembering the knowledge that he.
That's the
whenever
basic
he's talking.
premises.
Yeah.
She remembered
It's what we've seen basically. This is still early on in the game too, so.
All the premises is
But also he told him he told her you have to fight through the god of illusion and the god of fire, getting to the river
you have to
Helheim.
reach the god of
That would be a pretty weird boss for this game.
If they were to do All-Star or whatever again,
PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale.
then I would love to see Senua.
I
Fine.
think
It would be
the
interesting.
issue is there are a lot less exclusives nowadays.
Right.
There were some rumors that one might come out, but you
I just
know,
don't know which way's the fucking right way to go through the door. Very frustrating. I don't know, like, if I'm supposed to be looking for way to look for differences, or I'm supposed to be looking for the other way to look for fucking difference.
Right, both ways.
I don't want to. Give me a correct thing, game. Okay,
Also helps when you redo your focusing too.
don't even have to walk through the door, so it's pointless. Clearly less. I do this.
It's also like a little environmental.
headed by. I don't doubt it.
Did you notice that?
That.
Usually. It's just like dark.
Just like Undertale.
Did you guys know that? It's
Did you guys know it's called Hellblade because we're in hell?
and it says both ways we're crossing
What?
No, she says you have to line them up. I don't know.
I would have liked if like the game nailed down that this is how this door works. This is the rule of this door. Instead of like, I don't know, look at stuff a bunch.
It's almost like you're dealing with a god that's trying to confuse the hell out of you.
Video games.
Yeah. And you're in a part of the video game that's meant to be super confusing.
Make it fun.
Not having fun.
New games aren't fun, or hard.
Also, 0 fall damage.
Do that, man.
Turn that up. 20%.
Is that in the graphics?
I don't like the idea that the graphics as a gameplay option. Just one of them.
Yeah.
Fall damage in particular.
That's part of like the way the game fucks with you is like it changes where some of the graphics
Odin
are.
is always in search of knowledge and wisdom and magic. There was
Can't
a
find where the
very
shadows are.
wise
Oh, it's in the
being
sound
named
setting.
Mimir, who guarded the waters of wisdom which flow from the roots of the world tree. Odin wished to drink from this spring,
Yeah?
but he had to pay a price. So he gouged out his own eye as offering to Mimir. He drank from the well and traded one way of seeing for another.
Yeah, I love the visual effects of the illusion part of this game. Between that or like how just randomly there'll be eyes watching you.
Being what?
Why, we're on Twitch.
Stream.
Yeah.
Saying possibly.
Yep.
Trying to get to that story to get rid of the other half of the symbols.
Ah, just hit the jump button.
Oh, okay.
There's totally a jump button.
Jumps like 20 feet in the air.
Like a door I got unlocked then, probably. I can come in here after I've gone and looked through the thing.
Yeah, so you can look through the thing again, make that wall come back, and then just walk through that doorway instead of having to walk through the hole in the wall.
Love that.
And I can push this down, so that's faster. At least there's that. This is like Dark Souls.
Dang, I don't even need to play Dark. This.
Yeah, you've done it.
Get it!
It's so funny when I start Elden Ring. A week later, I tell you guys I played 3 hours and stopped playing.
I can see that happening.
Elden Ring is not going to be the Souls game.
Yeah, but it's the most accessible.
Yep. Yes, it is.
And once again, I have quite a few on my Steam account.
Yeah, but like I would like to play the most accessible.
Lords of the Fallen, maybe?
He means accessible, like, less barrier of entry. Like, less, like, it's not just going to fuck you.
Yeah, Lords of the Fallen.
The Star Wars.
That's not.
No?
Oh, what's that one?
Speaking of Fallen Order?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, Jedi Fallen Order.
Also, Jedi Fallen Order is like fun.
You can't blame me too much for that one. They share a lot of the words.
Yeah, you're right. That game is really hard.
Where?
I need to play it still.
Looking back.
Yeah. From a lot of my stuff, I looked up Elden Ring's actually a pretty good like entry series.
It's extremely forgiving.
But I do not want to have to do the thing where you like, oh man, this map's so big, and then have 70 billion times larger.
And that's what that game is.
It is, and I don't want to do that.
It's humongous.
Well, unfortunately for you, E, Dry does not like Lord of the Fallens, even though it checks off all the marks that you said so far.
Not a very,
No one
it
has
doesn't
ever
play
talked
well.
about it, so I don't.
Yeah, not a
trust
lot of
that.
people have talked about it. The biggest thing that they've said about it is that it's an easier Dark Souls.
Okay, let
and
me
a lot
ask
of people
you
are pissed
a
off
question,
because
Ravi.
What's up?
Is this actually like from Soft and like actually
no,
part
it's
of?
not.
Yeah, so it's.
a
I
Souls-like.
literally mean Dark Souls. Like
Okay.
The,
You want like a From Software game.
Yeah.
Is open.
maybe I'll play Dragon's Guard.
There's no such
Is
thing
Dragon's
as
Guard?
victory.
It's
there-
like like their PS1 games.
Yeah, the ones before Dark Souls.
It's like it doesn't want to
Look it up.
Dragon's Crown, King's Crown.
Yeah,
I think it's King's
King's,
Crown.
I think it's King's Crown.
Yeah,
I'll nod her.
which has
Biding its time.
mind-boggling graphics. I just
Only
love
when
that.
she's
And
at
it's
her
just
weakest.
silly
What
skeleton.
it's trying to kill.
Which I don't blame him because it was in fact mind-boggling that there were 3D graphics.
Yeah.
I know those are the worst.
3D graphics.
No, the worst
Like
things they
PS1
made.
3D
Oh, yeah.
graphics.
Just the King's Crown or whatever.
King's Field.
King's Field.
I looked up King's Crown. I was like, nope, that's definitely not it.
I think that's the like beat 'em up. No,
It's
that's
a card
Dragon.
game.
That's Dragon's Crown.
Valravan's final
Dragon's
illusion
Crown's good.
to face
Yeah, it has a lady with big boobs.
Yeah, lots of them.
do it, Senua.
It's fun enough with friends.
You
I
have
bet.
the sight.
We
I
both
just
see
know
that.
about that because a lot of people are like, look at this character. It's like, yep, that's
Look, boobs,
that's,
guys.
It's
that's
definitely tits with legs.
and people are like, I can't. The liberals want to take this from you. It's like it's the lady with big boobs. There's a lot of those.
I like the idea of somebody specifically talking about that one game. The liberals want to take this from us.
I mean, when that was like the hot shit, people were like, this is kind of like weird. Then gamers are like, no, can't take our boobs away from us. If you take these boobs, we only have 7 billion other big booby characters.
I hate to say it, like before there was the because of the liberals joke. It was before that it was we have to do this because if not the terrorists win.
I mean, that was the joke. I mean, like, social justice warrior was the big thing before just changing it to liberals.
Yeah. Like I said, it went from if we don't do it, then the terrorists win, to social justice warriors to. At least that's, I'm pretty sure that's how it went.
About. Is one missing? One's missing. Oh, there
I
it
gotta
is.
get up to a bird's nest.
Or you got to look up towards it. Can you look up to?
That's really high up.
Well, no, I'm saying from the doorway.
No, I tried.
Oh, okay.
Bird nest.
Like you got to walk through that.
Yeah, I heard that's a pretty decent. Just, I feel like there's a lot of better options for beat 'em ups.
Yeah,
now.
I mean it's fine.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
The one I would be interested in is the Scott Pilgrim one, since that exists again.
Yeah, that game is good and hard. I don't know what that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Speak to me, Truth. Tell me a story.
Senua, listen. I will tell
So you can walk up
the
to-
tale of a man called Findan.
Not seen. What about the other way?
Northmen captured Findan's sister, and his father sent him to pay for her release. But they took his gold, put him in chains.
See
and
no
held
difference,
him
but there's
for a
gotta
day
be
and a
one,
night without
right?
Food or water.
They're on the other way?
Then they released him. I don't know why. Upon his return, his father's enemies in Erin set fire to his home. His father burnt to death, and his brother was killed.
I thought it was this one they had to walk through.
With sorrow in his heart.
You know,
His father's enemies offered redress for his loss and invited him to a feast. It was at a hall near the sea. But when he went there,
I think he's
they
doing the
betrayed him
repeating
to the
filter.
Northmen,
Something.
who enslaved him and took him to hell.
I'm glad when you focus, it focuses on the
6 years
back
later,
of her
the
head.
slave masters
Yeah,
landed on the
it's a
shores
really
of
cool
Orkney, burning all before them. And into that fire, Findan made his escape. What was Findan burnt away that day. But from the flames, a new man stepped forward.
Jeriah.
It's truth.
Was born.
Yeah.
Oh, is this?
Truth.
Must have been something
Man
that's supposed to
that
have
I
changed.
am now.
Kept
Yes,
walking
that
the
might-
door.
And though Findan never set eyes on his dear
Where's that
sister
still up there?
again,
Bird's nest.
I, Druth, have found you, Senua.
I wish you
Speak
could
your
have seen
truth.
my home before these dark times.
Over there.
I feel like that
Some
Yeah,
looks
something
definitely
different.
changed. Yeah.
I wish everything wasn't extremely muddled out and dark so that I could see
And
differences.
have a filter
Ah,
on it
you're
that's
fine, E.
switching things and making a million lights happen. Yeah. But this is the god of fuck yourself. So.
More or less.
It reminds me of how movies have just gotten darker over time and harder to see.
Like that.
I don't know. I think we should take a poll.
It's the thing I complain about. It's the Netflix effect. Everything has to look flat, so it doesn't look terrible.
On Netflix.
So it can look decent for everybody instead of great for a few.
Know what they say.
What they
But-
say.
What's good for the something?
Good for the goose. Lets you gamble.
Well, that one immediately makes it clear what you changed, so
yeah,
that's cool.
I like that one.
Yeah, I just dislike how dark everything is now. Hard to see stuff.
To be fair, the other god that Jeriah's gonna have to go to after this is a lot brighter.
I mean, I'm just general grievance with life.
Fair.
Life.
Want to play indie games? You can see the video game.
I've been seeing that complaint a lot with movies, and I think as long as you have, not shit projector or not shit television, then you're fine. But a lot of people don't have that. Because, like, yeah, things do look darker, but that's because a lot of people have, like, HDR screens now, and so the high definition...
Do a lot of people have HDR screens now, though?
I mean, HDR is pretty normal now.
It's one of those things that was an argument for the like PS3, Xbox 360, and Wii days, is that like Nintendo is just like, oh well, we don't have to go up to 1080p for our graphics because not everybody has an HD TV.
Nintendo held out with the CRTs for a while, and
Yeah.
probably because Japan also did.
And then whenever people are like, whoa, look how cool the graphics look on this. When is Nintendo gonna have really cool HD graphics? And they're
Still
like,
waiting on it.
yeah. And they're like, oh well, we're more artistic, so we don't need it to be HD. We just need it to be artistically good.
It kind of were true. Like their style didn't improve a whole lot until like the Switch.
Coming back for me.
Yeah.
Oh no, the birds.
I got birded. But yeah, like HDR is far more standard now than I would say even HD was with 3.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just hard to say because like I don't know how many people buy new TVs. Like
If you have a new TV, it has HDR.
right, but
Yeah.
like how again, I don't know how many
Right.
people buy new TVs. Like
Right.
I still have the TV from like middle school.
Right. Yeah. Like yeah, if you have a
didn't end well
a
in the wilds.
TV that was made in the last 3 years, you have HDR. New media is meant to be looked at with HDR.
Make sense of it.
CV?
Once relief
Yeah.
settles in.
How come I can't see shit on it?
Strike
Because we actually do not have HDR turned on the computer because HDR on PC.
Oh,
Drowning
All right.
mind in fear.
I mean, if he had his TV hooked directly up to the computer, I think the HDR option probably would have turned on for the game. But it would have made the game even darker.
There is no coming back.
It's just contrasts, man. The dark contrasts look really great with the
But there,
kind of light that there is.
in the darkness,
Senua,
she remembered what he told her.
hear
And then
me.
yeah, there is this the
Reach
problem
out
of
to
like, if you go and see a newer movie and they
Take
haven't
my
changed the
iron
bulb out in a
mirror.
while, like it's gonna suck.
Look into it. For
But
it
if
is
there's a
window
new bright
into the
bulb or it's
underworld.
calibrated correctly, it's going to look.
Within, you will see the face of the darkness that you fear. And if you focus, like I have taught you to, you will also see that
But if
as
it's made
much
for
as the
streaming, it's probably
darkness
gonna be
has
really
you
flat.
trapped within its veil, it too is trapped within yours. Focus. Focus. Focus.
I see you. I see you now. You
This
led
is a
me
boss
to the
fight?
wild.
Yep.
You trapped me.
Nah, it's
there.
just one guy.
Now
The
you
game
can-
is pretty good.
It is. But it honestly works towards the effect of the game, if you ask me.
I get a lot of that stuff. I just like seeing. If I was playing this game, I would have turned up the brightness way more than it wanted me to.
No, I actually would have turned it down because there's quite a bit of gray I'm seeing.
Don't let them get past.
If I was playing it on my TV downstairs, I know it would look a lot better in that case. Also.
Yeah. This game does look really good with HDR. It also looks really good with ray tracing, too.
Finish
That's a
this.
whole other
Right, I
conversation.
imagine ray tracing does look
I wouldn't care.
However, at 4K, like, it on my computer, even it's like 25 frames a second. Yeah.
I just talked about how I was like, we should just go back to PS2 so you could probably guess what
I also remember, like, back in the day, I was saying about how much games like Heavy Rain would work for the Wii, and then Jeriah straight up said, like, yeah, but if the graphics didn't look this good, I definitely wouldn't even play this game.
I just stick to that with Heavy Rain.
Yeah. To be fair, Heavy Rain is one of these games that's aged like nil, so
Yeah, but imagine Heavy Rain with the Wiimote, and like when you press the button, it goes through the Wiimote speaker, and you just Sam says, might be bad at games, but some of the fights are hard. It was the worst for her, and he can dodge. Jeriah's dodged before. He knows. He just wants to be cool.
He can also take out his frustration for that fucking maze that he just had to go through. Because it is this man's fault.
This is Loki. So.
Kinda?
Oh, I died.
I'll die too many.
Nope. You can still get up.
It's like Punch Out.
How?
Or not.
What? How?
You just died.
No, but how do you get up?
Oh, I think you had the button mash, or you had to press the... Basically the dodge button, I think is what it is.
Okay, see, that wasn't presented to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, maybe the game should have told
it's meant to be, what's the word? It's meant to be immersive, so there's not really much of a UI to this game.
Yeah, but how would Ryan know that unless you, except for you telling it?
But also, you can actually see what buttons do what if you press the pause button.
But you shouldn't have, like, go to the menu and look at the controls to know that you...
Or you can just figure it out the way that you're doing it.
Well, you didn't. I told him.
Right.
It's not the worst thing, but yeah. I don't know. I just...
It's meant to be immersive, so it's like one of those, it doesn't tell you everything, but it's not supposed to. It's like kind of like a you figure it out on your own kind of thing.
Listen, I get
kind
that.
of like how his mirror is a power-up interface now.
Yeah. I get that. I just, like, there is a balance you have to hit between being a video game still. And it's different for every person.
Right. To be fair, like, not even, I guess a lot of people didn't even realize until after they beat Metro Exodus that there's a morality system to it, even though all 3 games have a morality system.
I actually think the morality system is bad. Because it doesn't tell you. If you
No, it
kill,
doesn't.
like,
That's why a
2
lot of
people,
people
then you just get the bad ending.
Yeah. Which, that's the thing, not everybody knew about that, about the Exit. Not even so much Exodus, like all the Metro games.
Yeah, the Metro games.
Like, I think that it's extremely quote-unquote intuitive, or, like, lets you, like, figure it out yourself. But, like, no, man. That's too much. It's too far.
Someone who likes Dark Souls games, you're asking for a lot of hand-holding.
I think Jeriah likes elements of Dark Souls.
Yeah, I don't like the story or anything like that.
Okay, that's
Dark
fair.
Souls. I like the challenge of Dark Souls. I like the very much it's a puzzle that you have to fight through.
So I'm gonna say, Dark Souls has a lot of like UI.
There you go.
Not like compared to other stuff, but like it has like here's your button to use a healing item.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly what the mirror does this, but like since it's fully charged, it's almost like a...
That does remind me. I mean, Jeriah probably not because he doesn't use the internet as much. Have you seen like people talk about like the yellow paint in the RE4 remake?
Oh yeah,
or
people
whatever?
are big idiots.
Yeah.
What about the yellow paint?
Just that exists because it tells you like what blocks are breakable
Oh.
and stuff.
And that was the thing in the original Resident Evil 4.
People are mad. So like, it shouldn't tell you that things are breakable. You just have to figure it out yourself. Like,
Yeah, there are people who really love games like this.
I'm gonna say that like I think people really forget how easy it is to tell when an object's like usable in older games just because of like color shifting and stuff.
Yeah. Like the whole red barrel argument.
Not even that, just like with PS, like a lot of PlayStation and PlayStation 2, just because of the way that the games are made, objects that you can interact with will just stand out from the backgrounds.
Right.
Whereas now, that's not as much of a thing. In fact, I was playing Crash 4, and I think Crash 4 really has an issue of what crates can be broken. Or, like, what's a background and what's the actual level.
Right. That is one thing you probably would like about the original Resident Evil games, because they had pre-rendered backgrounds. So, like, the pre-rendered backgrounds look, like, amazingly good. And then the thing that you can touch is, like, 6 pixels.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I also remember someone, like, griping about it, and like making a mock-up of like in Super Metroid where you have to bomb the glass tube and like putting the yellow tape on it. But like that glass tube is one of the worst parts of Super Metroid, I would say, because it's so unreasonable to like assume you can just do that. Especially like in a game with such finite resources.
Right.
Like I can't be super bombing everything.
To be fair, a lot of people just did super bomb everything in the original Metroid games.
Sure, but here's two things. One, games came with manuals.
Yeah.
And the manual
And
let
nobody
you know
read
about
manuals.
that. Well, like the manual was the instructions for that.
Right. And to be fair, the manual was the instructions for the ET games, and nobody read those either, which is why nobody understood how to play the game.
But yeah, like I think that was actually a really bad example of that, anyways, because it's like, oh yeah, that really like frustrating part about in Super Metroid. Yeah, it would be less frustrating if there was a clear indicator. I don't know.
Because like, yeah, it goes into. I guess it does just go into that argument of just like what makes a game easier to play and like what breaks immersion for all of it. Because like a lot of people, they want like a super immersive experience. They don't want you to tell them anything that's going on.
Yeah.
And like, which is why like there's a lot of people that go on about like how deep the lore is for Dark Souls, and then there's people who are like, yeah, the game has no fucking storyline.
The game's super.
The game has no story. It has lore.
Yeah.
I
That's what they're
stand
saying
by
is like
that.
the story is
that's more
in the
fair.
lore is what their argument is with it. So I'm not even arguing with you about that. There technically is no storyline to Dark Souls. Like the storyline you get is through descriptions of weapons.
Yeah.
Which is
All
not a
in
story.
item descriptions. I am very adamant that Dark Souls does not have a story, but it has a huge lore. There is a difference.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you about that.
Okay. I think with the like yellow tape thing, the only one I can like kind of see is if it was an option, which like maybe.
Yeah, but then it breaks immersion that you have to go into an option.
Well, like I don't know. I kind of like get leaking some of that into options. That one would be kind of weird. Like, yeah, one, you always have to make the decision at that point. Do you start with it?
Right.
Yeah. Sam talked about the voice give me clues and kind of guides you. I don't know, does the voice say, hey, hit the left bumper to get up right now? Also, Sam saying they'd be super mad about Uncharted or any other game highlighting what you can climb and interact with. Probably.
Yeah.
Like, the yellow tape is like a tad more than a lot of games do, but I don't know. Like, it's, as graphics get better, it gets harder and harder to distinguish what's background and foreground in video games.
Right.
Also, the game just abandons the whole yellow tape thing once you get to the past them.
So it's more a tutorial.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, that's even stupider then.
But as like we were saying earlier, gamers just kind of suck.
Yeah, you get mad about nothing all the time.
Yeah. I mean, there was like that whole big argument of just like Horizon Zero Dawn and how Aloy doesn't look like a real woman. She looks like a boy that that has tits. Like that was it was the dumbest argument ever. And,
People were
like,
like,
this is what she should look like as a woman, and like it's her with basically a makeup filter on.
Okay,
Yeah.
that one's so funny because that picture was literally made to make fun of those people.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like what you're saying beforehand about like what they're taking away with the Lola Bunny, and that was like legitimately a fan, like a sex thing, wasn't it, or like a fan dub thing to make her even sexier?
For what?
For Lola Bunny.
Oh
Did it.
Did
yeah,
it?
you killed the illusion.
It killed the illusion.
The mark of Valravan, one of the keys to the gate to Helheim. Hold it in your mind's eye.
Mind's eye opened, right?
With every battle,
My
the
mind's
darkness
eye or
grows
whatever.
stronger. Every victory bringing her closer to defeat. Unfair, isn't it?
Pilgrim.
I don't know. Seems
In those dark winter nights in the wilds, there were times when she considered letting go.
tell by your face.
If it weren't for Druth, a chance encounter in the wilds, she would not have heard his stories of the Northmen. And she would not have this chance to find Dillion's soul.
I'm coming. I still hear you.
because they didn't make her look like an model. She looks like a completely normal. Yeah, I don't
Yeah, pretty much.
like a person.
Also, as for like video game mechanics, like if you want an immersive game, like fine, totally, whatever. This game doesn't really have a UI at all, like at all. Like it's one thing to be like it's an immersive game, and another thing to not let you know mechanics even.
Press start.
That's not immersive then. That's the opposite of immersive.
So it'd be more immersive just to be like, press A to attack the corner than it would be to press
No,
pause
but it
and
would be
see
like,
on the
hey,
pause
by the
menu.
way, whenever you're downed, if you want to not get the venom or whatever the fuck they call it, mash buttons and shit.
Yeah, I think their hint is the voice is telling you to get up.
Shifting faces.
Yep,
The
but then the
voices
joysticks
tell you
don't do
everything.
anything. Yeah, the voices tell you all the things.
They do.
The trees. Mountains. Caves.
Like I said, there's a balance between
There
video
is,
games all the
and-
time, and it's hard to hit.
I think that's what it is. Is like this is trying to find that balance, especially for some of the things that Jeriah is experiencing with it.
I don't think it does. Finds that balance.
I
I
got the
figured it
combat
out.
down pretty well, just not that part.
I wonder. Can you see the faces?
Which I'll say, Punch Out for the Wii actually has a similar mechanic. And I didn't discover that until my friend did it once.
Yeah, everything that I found out about this game, I had to figure it out on my own.
You have the sight, just like I do. Once you can see into the underworld and all the souls within it will see you. Don't be afraid when they speak to you. I will always be here to guide you.
Did you see her? That was her mother, Galina. She was a priestess, a healer. She taught Senua to see the weave that binds the world together. And it was beautiful. It was a time
Time
before
check.
the dark.
It is 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
I was gonna
probably
say,
get down
considering
to
you just
wherever
beat the
I'm
first
going.
boss in the game, this when you get back to the
Doors.
doorway, that
Yeah.
might probably be a good place to.
Yeah.
Senua still sees her face from time to time, hidden in the world,
I will say you will have an easier time.
like she's still
No.
watching
I
over.
can almost guarantee it.
I love seeing it pop in. It's like a
Fast.
Switch game.
This game, out of all things that they've improved on this, the pop-ins have gotten worse. I'll say that much.
It's so funny to me playing the Rabbids game on the new Rabbids game on Switch and seeing the terrible pop-in, and it's like, why is this game the one that has pop-ins?
It's because it became like a new trend to try to hide loading times.
No, that game fucking loads like a madman. Like, it doesn't hide them. It's like, here's the loading.
Oh.
Like, it'll load
So it
into
has-
a place, and then you get to see
and
the
then you
pop-in.
get pop-in. Oh, that's worse.
That game has some. I mean, it's an Ubisoft game. Is probably why there's some performance stuff because it's a Nintendo game on the Nintendo system. And those kind
Face
of
to the face.
always been the only ones who could like really push their own system.
Feels almost problematic.
Yeah. I mean,
I think the biggest when it comes to like pushing, especially the Switch, was the fact that they somehow found a way to fit all of The Witcher 3 onto the Switch.
It's impressive.
I heard it doesn't run great.
The fact
on
that
there.
it runs at all is
Yeah.
impressive. Because like that game, for all it all means, should just not run on the Switch, but it does.
You set him on. They set him on.
Yeah, I thought so too.
How Nintendo's the only one who can really push their consoles.
Yeah. Just like I had this movie before in mind and I lost it.
And I think the only argument I have against that is technically like the most impressive game on the GameCube was Resident Evil 4. Now it's Capcom pushing to its limits.
It was, yeah, and that was supposed to be exclusive until Capcom saw the sales number of
Yeah,
the
and then they're like,
GameCube.
yeah. Which, That actually does remind me of another thing, because I was talking to somebody about, it was a Twitch streamer who was playing Resident Evil 4, and we were talking about how many times it's been ported for and only on the GameCube game.
Nintendo did actually get really screwed by that.
They did. Well, to be fair, it almost pushed that narrative they have now to where it's exclusive for a limited time. To be fair, this was technically exclusive to the PS4. Now it's on 5 different things. But we had a...
In the beginning, there was nothing but darkness. Bitter cold.
You saw this
to the
one.
north,
All right.
fiery hot to the south.
We started talking about games
They
that have been
say
ported the
the
most.
cold formed
And Jeriah might
ice,
find this funny. The game
which
that's
melted from
officially
sparks
been ported the
from
most...
Pac-Man.
No.
The power of the
No.
darkness
Sonic.
gave life
No.
to the dripping ice,
Pong.
and the
Nope.
first giant
Am I
was
supposed to keep
born.
guessing?
If you want.
And was
I was
named
going to tell you guys, and he started
Super
guessing.
Mario Brothers 1.
The ice
Definitely no.
continued to drip.
I definitely know. That has
The
like
power of the
25
void
points.
gave
Still
life
not the
to
most?
it, and it became a cow
What has it?
whose milk
Arkanoid.
fed the
It's
giant.
Tetris.
That's right.
You know, actually, that's fair.
That makes sense.
Yeah, there's 70 ports of the original Tetris.
That
I
makes-
get,
Officially.
though,
Unofficially, though, it's Doom.
Doom definitely
Oh,
makes
yeah.
sense for
Yeah.
unofficial.
Because, you know, they had the whole everything runs on Doom now, so unofficially there's like hundreds of different ports of it because they got it running on literally everything.
Oh yeah.
Well, I need to bring up a point though. What counts as a port of Tetris, and what counts as a new game of Tetris?
That is a good question.
Because like, there is a super clear like cutoff point, and that's when Tetris added the hold. I would say that counts as a new version of Tetris for sure. So you would have to cut off between after that point and before that point. And I think that actually might split it enough to not have a record. But like, there's so many different versions of Tetris. What really counts as the same Tetris, and what's a new version?
Right. But yeah, that's what I read up on, at least, is that officially Tetris has been ported more times than any other game. Which there are other versions of Tetris. Like, I literally have Tetris 2 for the Super Nintendo.
Oh, I have Tetris 2 on the NES. It's garbage. I have Hatris for the NES. It's also garbage.
But, like, what is the difference between, like, you know, because if I remember correctly, it was the Game Boy that it was originally ported to, or the NES. 'Cause
Well,
Game Boy,
like,
NES,
barring
Super
like
NES.
the original PC thing that it was made on
Yeah.
and all that, because technically it was whatever their computer.
And then technically all those are considered to be different ports, too. Like, there's a difference between, you know, the
Amiga,
TRS-80 and the
yeah.
Amiga and the Commodore 64 and
I think Commodore
Apple
64
II.
is technically one of the first ports from the Russian. Anyways,
also yeah, did you want
to
to start the next boss, or did you?
No.
just looking at
Because
the
you're
door.
starting the next boss. I guess you're walking into the area at least.
Yeah. I don't know. That would be, you know, me just
Giant has answered.
pulling out semantics really, but I would be
Right.
curious
Comes
what
from a
like,
land
What
older
constitutes a
than
new game in a different
mankind.
port?
it's like that really is a with Tetris. It's not a clear cut answer. I would say.
I mean, I guess that would also count if like the Resident Evil 4 remake is considered to be another port or just a remake of the
See,
game
I,
too.
I would not say that's a port. I'd say it's a remake. That's a different. Anyways,
But yeah, anyways,
probably is tight.
I'm so
that's
tired.
understandable.
All right.
Photo mode's not.
It does autosave.
No, photo mode's not working.
Did
She
you turn
found
on the
the wretched
gray?
old fool
Also,
and
Is
it's
it-
off.
back from
Yeah, I was
the
gonna say I
wars.
think it's off by default. Photo mode.
I like the enemies thing. You can just turn it off.
Yeah, if you just wanted to take a look at the environment and not at the enemies fighting. Like, there's certain environments that come later on in this game that are really, really cool, but you're fighting enemies while you're in this cool area.
I have never once used the.
Or I don't get it.
I'm always using.
Sam really loves the photo mode.
Same with the actual serious discussion. I find it interesting how it shows how religion and beliefs can influence.
I agree with that, honestly. When you hear it's one of those things that like made me really start to question things like ghosts whenever I was younger. Whenever they're like, oh yeah, there's also like, you know, there's Christian ghosts and there's Jewish ghosts. It's like, why is there a difference? Like, oh, it all counts on what you believe. And I was like, how does that change it? And like that became like a whole big conversation I had one time.
I like melty trees. Ooh.
It's like a watercolor. Is the picture you're taking for this stream?
Apparently.
Okay.
Just hold on this for a bit. Let's
that's
see if
gonna-
it can be the thumbnail for the video on YouTube.
Maybe.
Oh man.
Maybe that'll be a thing. Dry will like end each stream with a photo mode.
I doubt he's gonna remember.
I won't.
Probably not.
I'm so tired.
Man. All right, fade into the camera now. Jeriah started Hellblade. Whoa.
Yeah,
I did.
And got really frustrated with the first boss. Which
Not
fair.
even the boss, just game idea.
What's wrong with the idea of the game?
It's like they're very like minimal. Like, aren't telling you nothing.
I mean, they're telling you. We're just talking over all of the narration that's going on.
Narration's also not telling you though.
It is.
It's hinting at it in its own world idea, but it's not like, hey, video game playa, play video game.
Yeah.
If
you
you're
play a video
down,
game.
press buttons. No, hey, the voices that always tell you shit are still just always telling you shit. That's
Yeah.
what matters. Or what it even means, what they're telling you.
Gotta pay attention, Dry.
Uh,
Even though you have voices on the game and then voices in your room.
Yeah, you need to pay
And
attention while
voices
me
on
and Robbie
chat.
are talking about Tetris and what
Yeah,
counts as the
like,
new
that's the thing,
Tetris and
like,
an old Tetris.
I'm listening to the voices, but they're not like telling you anything that's actually.
I think that they are.
It's
But then again, whenever I played this, I played it in a quiet room by myself.
it's a
so.
coin flip, and none. The voices being like, "Get up, get up!" I'm wiggling sticks. It's doing nothing. I'm pressing attacks. It's doing nothing. The fact that you have to mash X and A are the two buttons that work for it.
Yeah.
It's not.
Because it's the evade button that you're trying to press for that.
Yeah, it's not. It's not intuitive.
I think it is.
That's all I'm saying. I don't think that it matches in being intuitive gameplay mixed with good world. It's great world building. It's great. Everything happening in the world is fantastic. The audio is fantastic. Doing all that stuff great. I think that the gameplay portion.
That's fair.
It sounds like
This
when
is
I
your
talk
opinion.
about video games. Tries turning it to me, I'm corrupting him.
Oh no! It's the seat.
This is E playing The Last of Us all over again. We're going to be convinced that Dry hates this game. He's like, yeah, it's fine.
Fine so far.
You hate it!
I'll definitely still say I would have gave up on this game quite a while back, but it's just not my
Yeah.
kind of game.
That's fair. Like, for me, this was like a game that I really, really like fell deep into and beat it in one night, so.
Yeah, it's just not. That's not
Different
hitting for me
strokes
right now.
Yeah. That's
I
fine.
also
It's an
don't really
opinion.
care about Norse mythology.
I think it's
racist.
You're not wrong.
I mean, I also have a very negative like viewpoint on Norse mythology because every guy I know in the real world who's Norse mythology
Oh,
is
who's like super.
I'm
Norse
a Viking now, and also, did you know women are actually? And it's like, shut the fuck up.
I really like that Jeriah didn't like contest the Meech saying he's racist part about it.
Yeah, no, because it is like
Yeah.
people who are way into Norse mythology stuff are usually
They're usually
really
like huge
racist.
alpha male type people too, and
Yeah.
it's just
I mean, yeah,
It turns into a whole
sours
big
and
thing.
grapes and all that.
yeah.
Uh,
But anyways, we should probably let Dry get to
no,
bed
yeah,
soon.
we should let him sleep.
Yeah.
We'll continue this next week, probably. I mean, Dry, it's your call.
I no,
I want
You
to
don't want to
continue.
keep playing it?
I won't be here.
Oh, you're right. Shoot, I also won't be here.
Oh.
Have you talked to Robbie about this?
No, this is my first time hearing about
Yet? Oh,
this.
dang, good to hear. Okay, we'll talk about it after the stream.
Oh boy.
We'll
Uh,
talk tomorrow. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, okay,
yeah, that's
sure.
fair.
Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you want to get a hold of us, do so at our Linktree, linktr.ee/LOIP. Gives you a link to the social medias, list medias, and video game medias.
All the things.
Wednesday, Dry should be finishing Lost in Random.
Yes,
Fingers crossed.
Then I'll start my video game.
couple video games.
Saturday, we'll figure that out. And then after that, Jeriah, are you gonna continue?
Yeah, I'll keep playing.
Okay,
Okay.
that was more the question.
Yeah.
Than
It's more, do you want to continue this?
yeah,
is what
but
he's getting
specifically
at.
that weekend.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's a bad game. I just think that it doesn't. It needed more time in the oven. It's a small group. It's a small team, but like
This was a small team. It was like the whole idea was like, can a small team with a small budget make a AAA game? This is what they came up with. And even at the time, like this graphically was like the biggest thing that happened of just like how graphically impressive it was for 2017.
there's ideas in here.
All right, well, we'll see how it goes as we continue.
Yeah. We'll see if he likes it more or likes it less as he continues on this game.
Well, we'll let Dry sleep. You all have a good time, and goodbye.
Bye.